would be a good idea to challenge applying the clave in a multiple or a multitude of different ways. For example, and I'll just demonstrate this. You guys don't have to do it just yet. But whilst you play singles with your hands, you can play the clave with your left foot. So the clave that I'll do first is the son clave. Son clave. The 3-2 form. So 3-2 son clave. Here we go. If that's a little bit too hardcore, we can instead play the clave as accents. So we add a second layer to those singles, and we will accent the clave notes. Right? Whilst you keep that quarter note going now with your feet. This is today's session in 2 minutes, right? This is what we're going to be talking about all day. Turn up the speaker.
For an initiate, what is a clave then? Is it
Isn't that a great question?
just makes that it going, yeah. What is a clave? Right. Chance.
Son clave and a rumba.
Ah, okay. So I've heard of them, but oh,
Then there's all of that.
that was my next question. Can you define a clave? Ah, it's like the ideas.
So of course this is for you to read in your own time. I'll break it down. I'll break it down. Just need to turn
No,
the speakers up.
It's not a vertical.
Clave is of course a Afro-Cuban rhythm, but I would even go further. Instead of just saying that it's an Afro-Cuban rhythm, it's a Afro-Cuban pulse, like in our music. I can't say Western because it's still West. In European / American music, the pulse is the quarter note. Right? We can all agree with that. Like that's what we tap our feet to, and that it's always the quarter note, or something related to the quarter note. Sometimes it's more the 2 and 4, like some people clap on 2 and 4. Some people tend to clap on 1 and 3, but still in relation to that quarter note, that kind of steady, even pulse, right? In Afro-Cuban music, the pulse is not even at all. It's very syncopated. It's the clave, right? And that is a very important premises here, because if we don't understand the clave as being a pulse around which everything then kind of, we can say stems from, and that it needs to be embedded before even attempting to play songos and rumbas and this. Like, if the clave isn't looping, if that's not your click, yeah, you still might play correctly, and I'm sure one would. What I would question is the quality of that playing, because the reference would be wrong, right? Or at least incomplete. Right? At least incomplete. So there are 4 claves. There's more, but let's talk about 4 claves, or 2 claves with 2 variations. So there's 2 claves and then 2 subclaves per clave. The first one we will talk about is the song clave. There are 2 forms, the 3-2 and the 2-3 clave. Okay, so the song clave 3-2 is where you have, and as you can see here, the reason why it's called the 3-2 is because you've got 2 bars, 2-4 bars, so 1-4-4 bar. But it's divided here in the middle. The first bar has got 3 notes. The second bar has got 2 notes. That's why we call it a 3-2 clave. Exactly. Okay, so let's just break down the rhythm. Very, very simple. You've got a note at B1, the L1, the end of 2. That's the first bar. And then end of 1 and 2 of the second bar. If you look at this as a 4-4 bar, then you would have 1, L1, end of 2, end of 3, 4. Okay? That's going to be our first test. We are going to just be playing that clave on the pad, with your right hand, with your left hand, I don't care. I want to click to really internalize that rhythm. Okay? So, any questions thus far? Okay, so then, yeah, that would be 1 E and 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 2 and 3 and 4 and the 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Questions before we do it together?
Please repeat that counting quickly then.
We're counting 16th notes.
Right. Cool.
Okay? These are all 16ths, 8ths, and quarter notes. Alright? Can you guys see okay, or should I kill the lights?
Yeah, it's a little.
Don't worry.
If I get the first bit, so the second half of the bar is on. So you're playing the 1 and the out of 1,
Yeah.
and then the 2 bit, you're playing the out of 2,
The end.
the end of 2.
So that's the first bar, right? That's the 3 side.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 2 side is just 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 E and a 2 E. That's the 2 side. Okay? Let's do this together. We're gonna memorize it by playing it, by following the sound. It's not a difficult pattern to memorize. It's very, very present in a lot of pop music. It's everywhere. So as soon as that starts to cycle, it's in. It's a very memorable pattern. We'll do this to a quarter note click, though. Actually, an 8th note click. Give us a bit more references. 1 E, a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E, a 2 E, and a 2 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E, a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E, a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E, and a 1 E, a 2 E, and a 4 E, and a chop chop pop 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 pop. That's it. That's it. A 2 E, and a 4 E, 1 E, a 2 and one, a 2 and a 4 and a. Okay, so let's try to play a quarter note with either foot, both feet, doesn't matter. And whilst we play the clave, the song clave, 3-2 form. 1 E, a 2 E, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E, a 2 and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. Up, pop, 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 pop. Okay, cool. Now the next form will be the song clave 2-3. What does that mean? Basically, we are going to flip those bars around. So bar 2 will become bar 1, bar 1 becomes bar 2. I'll show you guys how it looks like on paper. Now this is a bit of a funky one because that being the first bar, then it means that it doesn't start, you don't play anything at beat 1, which is kind of, you know. Okay, so. Alright, so you've got 8 note rest. It's more visible when you actually have the paper, but that's an 8 note rest. And that's an 8th note at the end of 1, 2, 3, oh 3, and a 4. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to work that out. If anyone wants paper, we've got paper here to take your notes and whatnot. If you prefer to scribble things yourselves, paper, you got paper, pen. So of course, if you don't have a quarter note, it sounds the same. Eventually, it starts sounding like the other one. It is the same pattern, just starting. Like if you look at this pattern starting at beat 3, it's exactly the same thing. With a quarter note, however, the feel is completely different because you've got. Right, so I'll do the 3-2, the previous one. So that's a quarter note. So that's a 3-2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Da, 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 da. Now the 2-3. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2. And 4 and 2, 3, and 4 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2. It's the same rhythm. That's why it's so important to memorize the sound of the clave, more than trying to memorize any sort of, I don't know, like mechanical pattern. The sound is really what you want to. All right, let's do this together. We'll do it for a couple minutes. Before you know it, it's in. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 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 1. There's no 1. 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1. I'll play a quarter note as well. 1, 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2. Bop, 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 bop. Boom, bop, bop. Boom, bop, bop. Bop, bop. Boom, bop, bop. Boom, bop, bop. Boom, bop, bop. Boom, bop, bop. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 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 1 and 2. All right, okay. That worked. All right, so that's the 2-3 song clave. Okay? Rumba clave. Rumba clave. Rumba clave. There you have it. Slightly different. First one to see the difference wins nothing. And you see the difference?
Don't know, I'm just reading it because there's a space between the 3-2. It's a 2-1 reading it, it's a 2-1-2. Because it's not quite a 3, it's a 2 with a,
if
with
you
a,
want
with
to
the rest.
it still is.
Yeah.
If you want to divide that as in what do you call that? A literal half, it's still a 3-2.
So, yes.
Think of it
Yes,
as 2 bars
yeah.
of 2-4. You'll see why it's called a 3-2. It's still
What Derek said, the dotted eight.
What did he say?
It was dotted eighth note from
With-
beat 2.
That one?
Yeah.
That is correct. That is the difference. We've got a dotted eighth note rest instead of an eighth note rest. So the son clave was 1, so the 3-2 son clave was 1, and of 2. So that was the 3 side. The rumba clave is 1, of 2. 1 a 2 and 4. Okay, the 2 is still exactly the same. So 1 a 2 a 3 and a 4 and slightly more syncopated, right? So to the quarter note, I'll play here. So the son clave was ba 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 da da. That's the son clave. The rumba clave okay. 1 a 2 a 3 and 4. 1 a 2 a 3 and 4. 1 a 2. There's no 2. Playing a note there, it's a rest. Think again, like think 1 2 3 1 2. 1 2 3 1 2. 3 2. All right. So it's 5 notes long. That's it. So longer space with the rumba clave. Okay. So now you got the idea. Try that out a little bit by ourselves. We'll do it together in a couple of minutes, and then we'll do the 2-3 son clave, and then I will experiment with these a little bit. I'll show you a couple of ideas because next week we'll get into the actual drum beats. So, rumba clave, take it away. Okay. All right. So, 1 2 3 and the 4 and the 1 a 2 a 3 and the 4 and the 1 a 2 a 3. Let's just get the first 3 notes. 1 a 2 a 3 and the 4 and the 1 a 2 a 3 and the 4 and the 1 a 2 a 3 4 and the 1 a 2 a 3 and the 4 and the right? 1 a 2 okay? 1 a 2 a 3 and 4 and 1 a 2 a 3 and 4 and a 2 a 3 and 4 and 1 a 2 and 4 and 1 a 2 a 3 and 4 and 1 a 2 a 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 a 2 a 3 1 a 2 a 3 ah 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 cha cha pop 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 ah ah bit more. Pa, 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 pa. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja. Up, 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 up. So then, a cool idea would be to play 1 bar or 2 bars or whatever, how many bars you guys want, of the son clave and then the rumba clave. Right, so you end up with, say, let's say 2 bars of each. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Som. Rumba. Som. Rumba. Som. Rumba. Som. Rumba. Som. Rumba. Som. Rumba. Ah, sorry. Som. Rumba. Okay, and you can practice that again as a bass drum pattern. Let's say.
That almost has the feel of a 2-3 with that dot in the middle. It's almost players because it's a 2 space and then 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. So it's more of a 2-3 than a 3-2. That's what.
The only thing that makes it a 2-3 really is that the division.
Yeah.
Is right
It's there. Yeah.
So let's
It's
say
got a bigger space. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-3 in a sense. It feels like.
it does, and that's kind of the idea, right? When the rumba's got this more, well, not only syncopated feel, but it's almost a more sophisticated feel as well. It's almost like comparing blues to jazz. That's the song and the rumba. The rumba is the jazz, and the song will be the blues. Song is a little bit more pop, easy on the ear, kind of ka 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 ka. And then this one shows up, goes like ka 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 ka. And then, hold on, that note is different. Anyway, so we can convert these into very simple drum beats. These are not Latin drum beats, I wouldn't say. But, one can apply this as kind of a sort of funk Latin groove, right? So 8 notes on the hi-hat, snare on 2 and 4, and the bass drum plays the clave. So let's do this, the song clave. Right? Or the rumba. Okay? It's a world. It's a world of options. Okay? The next one is, of course, the 2-3 rumba clave. We give it the good old switcheroo, and you've got the second bar in the first bar, the first bar in the second bar, and it's a party. So 1, and the question is, where's the 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, a 4, a 1 and 2, 3, a 4, a 1 and 2, 3, F4, L1 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 and 2, 3, up, L1 and 2, 3, F4, 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 L1. Okay, I'll play a quarter note. 3, 4, pop, 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 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And that's the 2-3 rumba clock. Okay. Which clave do you hear? a samba-esque pattern. And then I'm sort of adding a clave-esque pattern with my left hand. But it could be a straight up clave, for example. A clave. But that could be played with the bayou. But they can be then, stacked on top of each other in multiple different ways, right? It's not necessarily one pattern for one style. These live organically, and they kind of meet and match, and or mix and match, I should say. And, yeah, and that's session 1, the clave. Okay, next week we've got the songo. We've done a little bit of that before. The songo. Actually, this month is going to be the songo. Next week we'll do 2, the songo and the rumba. And then the week after we'll do the samba and the bossa nova, or actually the other way around. Bossa nova and the samba. And then the 4th week is only 4 Sundays, right? Make sure I plan this right. And the 4th, we will do one that we didn't do last time. That would be interesting, or 2 rather. The tango, which is completely different. It's a very weird anomaly because it's so different from everything else that is Latin. And the guaguanco. Guaguanco. But yeah. Guaguanco. No? No? Well, they are called Afro-Cuban for a reason. Which, speaking of which, we ought to do an African Rhythms Month. We've done Indian. We've done Latin. It's the second time we do it, actually. We've done plenty of American genres. We ought to do an African month. We can learn the Nanigo from Nigeria. It would require some preparation on my part because those are some rough and tough rhythms. A lot of polyrhythms and a lot of weird time signatures because they don't really think in 4/4. So yeah, I think before we do an African month, we need to do a polyrhythms too. We've done that, but a second installment and odd time signatures. Which have we done that before? We have, yeah. But there you go. That's the first session, the clave.